Hey you guys, welcome to my channel. Bienvenidos. So today I am quickly going through, I'm going to try to quickly go through all of my Sephora favorites. I wanted to do a recommendations video because the Sephora, I think it's called the Spring Savings Sale. It actually starts tomorrow if you're watching this video on the day I'm putting it out. So it starts on April 9th for VIB Rouge members. And then from there, it just is pushed back a few days if you're a VIB and if you're a beauty insider. If you have no idea like what I'm even talking about, Sephora has a sale like, I think it's like once or twice a year. And depending on your status on their point system, which they call the beauty insider, it's free to sign up. You literally just need like your email, your name and all of that, and you accumulate points. So anyway, I just want to share a lot of the things that I have been super into from Sephora as of lately. I haven't done a like favorites video in a hot minute, so this is going to be a really good roundup of a lot of things I've really been into during quarantine in the past few weeks, and things I'm going to be using throughout the spring and summertime as well. So without further ado, let's get into it. I'll go ahead and kick off with makeup. I also have skincare, hair care, fragrances, and tools, all from Sephora. So when it comes to makeup, I'll start with foundation just because I have quite a few of these right here. And these are all foundations that I've literally, not even kidding you guys, have had on rotation for a while. Some of these are newer that I haven't really shown on here because I haven't been doing a lot of makeup videos, but like I said, I've just had them on rotation. So first and foremost, Lancome. If you have not tried their, I feel like I always pronounce this wrong, their Teint Idol Ultra Wear Foundation. It is so good. It does have SPF 15 in it, and they have a new packaging. On the top, it's like gold and really pretty, but this right here is one of my ride or die foundations. I always go back to this one on the days where I'm just kind of like, I don't know what to wear, or I just want my makeup to last all day and look super bomb. It never does me wrong. It's I don't think it's like, oh yeah, it is 24-hour color, wear, and comfort transfer resistant. It's just a really good foundation. I use the shade 370 Bisque W. I also have 410, which is more of my summer warmer shades, but I kind of go between these two. This is such a good foundation. It does have a pump. It is a little bit more on the pricey side. It's like 48 bucks, but it's so good. And then ooh, I'm like, which one do I want to talk about next? The Pat McGrath Labs. This one's another one that is kind of on rotation for me all the time. It's the Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Foundation. I use the shade Light Medium 14, and this foundation right here, I would say it's more of a light to, no, I would say it's like a medium coverage, but it feels so lightweight on the skin. When you pump it out, you would see that it's super liquidy and it looks like it's going to be very sheer, but you can actually build it up to more of a medium coverage, I would say. But this one, I prefer, me personally, applying it with a brush because I like the most coverage. This one here, you can do it with either one really. But this one, to get max coverage, I would definitely suggest using a brush. It's so good, so skin-like. It's flawless. And another foundation that I know is not going to do me wrong. These two first ones are like, okay, if I just want my makeup to look really good, I know that these are always going to come through for me. And then these next three, two of them are newer, but I have been really liking them. I'm still kind of like trying them to see exactly how I love applying it, but so far so good. So this is the Charlotte Tilbury. By the way, I have quite a few of her products. This is the Airbrush Flawless Foundation. Full coverage, okay? And it's also, it's full coverage, but it doesn't look cakey on the skin. It just looks so nice. A little bit goes a long way, and with this one you can get away with using a sponge or a brush because it's going to give you bomb coverage either way. I have the shade 7.5. I actually just got a newer shade. When I first put it on, I put a lot on my face and then I blended it out and I was like, whoa, I put a little too much. But it does have a pump and it's just a really nice, underrated, I feel like not a lot of people really talk about Charlotte Tilbury's products, not a whole lot. And this foundation I feel like is so underrated, but it's so good, full coverage, and it lasts all day. Another, well, these two are both full coverage as well. This is the Power Fabric Longwear High Coverage Foundation from Giorgio Armani. This is a newer one for me. I did a campaign with them a few weeks back, and I tried the luminous one again, and then I also got the Power Fabric, and I kind of was trying both, and this one right here has kind of been a go-to for me as of lately. The luminous one is also really good, but I do have more oily skin, so for spring and summer I kind of slowly start to trend. Well, I would say summer. Spring I can still get away with glowy foundations, but for summertime I definitely tend to stick to a little bit more matte. So this one right here is matte. It's full coverage, and the finish of this one I would say is also more on the flawless, like smooth, poreless basically foundation. Also has a pump, and it's just really good coverage. And lastly, I mean, I have a lot of foundations, but I'm a foundation girl. This is the Too Faced Born This Way Matte 24-Hour Super Longwear Foundation. They also have a concealer, which I also have in my little stash over here, but this foundation is, again, 24-hour wear, high coverage, matte finish, just looks amazing on the skin. Those are all of the foundations. As far as concealers, I have a few here. Like I mentioned, the Too Faced Born This Way concealer is really good. I have 3 different shades. I have warm beige, I have light beige, and I have sand. Warm beige is the perfect medium. I could use it for carving out my brows and use it for my under eyes or to conceal on my face. The light beige is good on the days where I want a little bit more brightness underneath my eyes. And then the sand is my tan shade for underneath my eyes. But right now I'm sticking to warm beige. High coverage, I would say, yeah, like medium to full coverage for sure, depending on what kind of shade you get. For me, I find that warm beige and sand, because it's closer to my skin tone, gives me like max coverage as well. But the finish of this is really nice. It has more of a natural finish. It's not drying underneath the eyes. It doesn't crease. It's really good. And I have to say, the applicator is probably my favorite because it's huge. I don't know. There you go. It's huge. I love that. I love that. And with this one, if you let it sit underneath your eyes for like a minute before blending, chef's kiss. And then for my natural days, I always kind of stick to my Laura Mercier. This is the Flawless Fusion Ultra Longwear Concealer. I will use this for spot concealing, like on days where I just want my skin to kind of breathe a little bit, but I want a little bit of coverage on my little manchitas, my little marks on my face from my acne. I will go ahead and go on top with this and blend it out with my finger, and it looks like skin. I would say this is a medium coverage. You could use it underneath your eyes, which I do as well, but this one I just find that I gravitate towards on the days where I really want my skin to look like skin. And I use the shade 3N. It's like my skin tone. It's like a little bit darker than my skin tone, but once it's blended, it looks perfect. So this one's good. And then the last one I have here is a newer one to my collection. It's the Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Skin. This one's also very, very nice and full coverage. The applicator on this one is also huge. It's a jumbo size applicator, full coverage. And I find that this one's kind of, hold on. Let me bring up the brightness a little bit here. I'm finding that this one is kind of slowly neck and neck with my Too Faced one because of the coverage. The finish is kind of similar, but because this one's a little bit more matte, I feel like it really gives me that like flawless under eye. That's the key word of the day, is flawless. But I use the shade 3.3 in this one. I do have 2 setting sprays right here. The Iconic London Prep Set Glow. This is in the original. They have this one and they have a more bronzy gold one. I really love this one because if you can see, it has shimmer, like little glitter and shimmer in there. And I use this on the days where I want my skin to kind of like today, I want it to look very glowy. On the days where I want my makeup more so to lock in and last all day, I will use the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. I have the mini travel version because I wanted to first try it out to see if I liked it, and so far, as you can see, I'm like halfway through. It is really, really good. Once I run out, I'll probably purchase the full size, but I like that it locks in my makeup without making my skin feel super tight, and it also doesn't mess up my foundation. The mist is very fine. I'm like, I want to do it one more time, but I don't want to waste it. It's like very, very fine and gentle on the skin, and it kind of smells good a little bit. I don't know. And then I have a few more makeup products here. I don't even feel like I have to really talk much about these, but this is the Sephora Micro Smooth Powders. I talk about these in just about like any favorites, makeup favorites type of video. If you still have not tried these powders, you need to try them for the sale. I have 35 and 56. I use this one to set my face, and then I use this one for bronzing, and it is such a beautiful powder. It doesn't add a whole lot of coverage, which I kind of like, but it still gives your skin an airbrushed look. And I think, me personally, I like using face powders for bronzers because some do, like this one, I wouldn't say adds a whole lot of coverage, a little bit, but usually face powders add coverage, whereas a bronzer wouldn't. And I kind of like that additional coverage, especially on the cheek area, because that is where my acne tends to peek through. And then I also recently discovered the Charlotte Tilbury one. I told you I have a lot of her products, and there's a few more in here, but this is the Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder in 2 medium. I will say I wish she had a shade in between 2 and 3, because the medium is a little bit light for me, but the next one up is too deep. It would be literally almost like a bronzer on me. So that's the only thing. I wish there was a wider shade range for this powder, but I do still use this one right here to lightly dust over my skin if I do want to mattify it a little bit or add a little bit of coverage. I do find that it looks a lot lighter in the pan. I know, looking at this and looking at my skin tone, you're probably like, girl, what is you doing? But no, once you put it on your skin, it looks closer to my skin tone. It just looks really, really light in the pan, but I do just kind of prefer if there was like that middle shade. And then moving on to bronzers, I only have one bronzer. I don't know what it is, you guys, but when it comes to bronzers at Sephora, I always have a hard time finding really, really good ones. I have my MAC Give Me Sun. I have good drugstore ones. But just when it comes to Sephora, I don't know. I can't really find many. So this one right here is one that I purchased, and then I returned, and then I purchased it again. And it's the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Bronzer in the shade 310. This is what I'm wearing on my skin right now. And the reason I had returned it at first, because I couldn't figure it out. Like, I was like, I don't know if I like it. I don't know if I don't. Like, I couldn't really pinpoint why. But I recently picked it up again, and I've been using it nonstop. Like I said, it's what I'm wearing on my skin right now, and it just looks so pretty. And it is a matte bronzer. I have to say, I'm obsessed with Charlotte Tilbury's packaging. I think lately that's what has kind of like gravitated me towards them. And I think this is refillable. So once I run out of it, you just pop it off in the back, and then you just refill it with the bronzer. So then I have some blushes, and then we'll do lip color and a highlight, and we'll get into some skin and some other things. So blush, the Anastasia Beverly Hills Trio. I'm pretty sure this is still at Sephora. I don't know if it's discontinued or not. I've had it for a hot minute. This is the blush trio in Peachy Love. I mainly dip into Ginger and Miami, which are these 2 shades right here. These two right here are so perfect for summer and for springtime. And in the pan, they look, well, at least the orange one, it looks like it wouldn't come up on my skin tone. but once you put it on, it looks so, so nice. Sometimes I'll even swirl. Sometimes I'll even swirl my brush in all three of them and just put it on, and it's everything. Liquid, well, I have this one. This is not a liquid. This is the Becca blush in Wild Honey. I had this one saved in my favorites or in my loves, like things I wanted to purchase for a while, and it was out of stock, and it finally came back in stock not too long ago again. I got it. I already knew I was gonna love it just based on how it looked online, but I love it. So it looks just like this, and again, it looks like it wouldn't come up on my skin tone, but it does. It actually does quite a bit, and it blends really well with just about every bronzer that I have. I actually have a little bit on my skin today as well. I used most of the stuff that I'm showing you in this video for my makeup today. A blush that would go with just about any type of eye look or makeup look that you do. And then a liquid blush that is nice for springtime is the Rare Beauty blush in Joy. So this is a liquid, and it dries down to more of a matte. I don't want to swatch it. Oh, I'll just swatch it. Oh well, because I don't have any makeup wipes. But this is it, and a little bit goes a long way. It's like a peach liquid blush, and this one you can even go, I could even go over top with a little bit of this if I wanted to right now, and it just gives you that really subtle hint of color. See, you can see it there, and this side looks a little bit more bronze. I'm gonna do it on both sides just to make it even, but this one is nice again for spring and for summertime just because of the shade. And then the liquid highlight that I have right now is the Charlotte Tilbury Glowgasm Beauty Light Wand, and I got it in the shade Goldgasm. First of all, it's a squeeze out too. It is the only highlight I'm wearing on my skin. I didn't even set this highlight with the powder right here. I haven't had issues with putting it on top of powder. Today I put it on top of my powder and it still looks nice. You can kind of get away with either applying it either way. Two lip products that I think would be good to purchase from Sephora. One of them, actually, I can't find it. The Fresh, I'll put it on the screen right here. It's a lip balm, and it's the only lip balm that I've tried that actually works the absolute best. It leaves my lips feeling super hydrated throughout the day. I put it on right before bedtime, wake up, and my lips feel super hydrated as well. And then aside from that, I have a lipstick. This one's from Too Faced, and it's the Skinny Dippin' lipstick. The perfect nude if you're still into more cream finishes. This one's nice to kind of dab on top before you actually put a lip gloss, or on top of any liquid lipstick that is maybe a little bit too drying. You can always put some on top, and it's, let me swatch it for you. And I have a hard time finding really nice honey nudes, and this one is perfect for my skin tone, and I can wear this one alone or with a lip liner, and it looks pretty. And then the gloss I'm wearing right now is actually the Pat McGrath Faux Real Lust Gloss. It looks like it has sparkles in the tube, but when you put it on your lips, it's just like a glossy, a really, pretty nude glossy finish. And I find that this one can go with just about any nude lip liner or lipstick, or you can even put it on top of a liquid lipstick if you want your lip color to last pretty much all day long. But it's again more of a honey nude, and the gloss is not sticky, but it's pigmented enough to where, I mean, I have it on my lips, but I'll swatch it for you. It's pigmented enough to where you can wear it by itself. Looks a bit more pink, but of course, depending on your lip color, like your natural lip color, that's how it would look on your skin. But for me, it looks more like a honey nude. That is all of the makeup. Now let's get into, I'll do brushes and tools and then we'll get into some skin. So really quick, I've recently bought some brushes from Sephora collection. First and foremost though, this Hourglass one, I think they sell it at Sephora. This one I got from an event a while ago, or from PR or something like that, and I've been using it ever since. This top part I use for powder or for bronzer, and this I use for cleaning up powder underneath my eyes. I don't know what it is about this brush. I always grab it. I always grab it, and it's really fluffy and soft, and it's perfect for travel because it's a 2-in-1. I don't know what it is about this brush. And then I also got some from Sephora collection, like I said. So this is a Sephora 50. I use it again for setting my face, or I use it for bronzer. I like how it's angled and it has this kind of like pointier tip as well, because you can kind of get precise if you want to use it for like this area. And then for cream contour, even just contouring again more precisely, the Sephora 79 brush looks just like this, and this is perfect for if you're cream contouring and you don't want it to kind of go everywhere, you just want to focus in certain areas, or if you're cream contouring right here, or you can probably even use this for highlighting if you want to. It's kind of big, but you know. And then also for bronzing or around the hairline, you can get right in there. And lastly, for concealer, for blending out concealer, or for me, I have eyelash extensions, and sometimes it's kind of hard to get in here and in the little crevices. So I'll just put a little bit of concealer on here and work it into my eyelid, and it's a lot more precise, and I don't get concealer all over my eyelashes. Perfect also for applying your eyeshadow base if you use eyeshadows. I don't really use them a whole lot. I usually use a little bit of concealer and put a little bit of bronzer. But if you do need something that fits perfectly right here, this is the one. This is the Pro Concealer 71. Of course, a good time to stock up on beauty blenders as well is during the Sephora sale. I think you get 15% off, 20% off, depending on your VIB or your Beauty Insider status. But it's a good time because beauty blenders, 20 bucks. Like, no one wants to pay 20 bucks for a sponge, so you get a little extra coin off if you buy them during the sale. Skincare. Some of my skincare is drugstore. Some of it is high-end, but 2 products or 3 from Sephora that I've been using a lot. So this is the Caudalie Micellar Cleansing Water. It's moisturizing organic grape water and soothing chamomile. This, I use it on my face when let's say right now I have a full face of makeup. I actually need to film a skincare video for you guys. But right now, let's say I, have a full face of makeup and I'm gonna go remove it. I'll get a cotton pad, put some of this on there, and remove first any makeup that I have around my eye area, because that area is sensitive, obviously, and I want to be a little bit more gentle. And then I'll even grab a Q-tip and kind of go underneath my eyes, kind of like an eye makeup remover. And then on days where I'm not wearing any makeup and I'm just wearing my moisturizer and my sunscreen, I will still go in with this to kind of break down my sunscreen and my moisturizer to go in with a cleanser. It just kind of helps to really remove most of the stuff that I have on my face before actually cleansing. This one right here has been really good for me. And then I also have the Caudalie Vino Clean Makeup Removing Cleansing Oil. This has castor and sweet almond oils. It's good for all skin types, and this you can use face and eye. So it's basically a face oil that helps to break down your makeup. I do also sometimes use balms, but lately I've been into this oil. It is newer to my collection, which you can see I'm barely right here, but I really don't go in with a lot, literally like a pump and a half, and it kind of breaks down all of my makeup, and it's very gentle, milky. You could also go in on top of this one with water and it turns into more of a milky feel, but I just really have been liking this to break down my makeup. I have a few different products to break down my makeup, but from Sephora, this has been it for me. And then another skincare product that is going to be really good to get right now that there is some sort of sale. It's the Dr. Dennis Gross Alpha Beta Universal Daily Peels. These are expensive. I think, oh, my phone's in the room. But I think for the bigger pack, I got the travel pack, but the bigger pack, I think it's like 50, 60. Like, it's pricey for peel pads, but they are so worth it. So I have tried different peel pads and things like that before on my skin, and they just dry my skin out and they end up breaking me out because of how dry my skin ends up getting. And these right here have actually been working really well. I did get the extra strength ones and those worked really well for my skin too, but I finished those up, so I wanted to try out the just regular universal daily peels. So you use the one side first, and this helps to exfoliate and to basically get any gunk out and help clear out the pores. And then you use step number 2. This is more of like anti-aging, and it just kind of helps to soothe the skin afterwards. So it's basically a daily peel, and I don't know what it is about these, but they just work. Okay, me personally, I don't use these every single day. I use it maybe once every 3 days, once a week, just on days where I really want to like clear out my skin and take care of my skin. Yeah, I would say like a self-care Sunday type of thing, but you can use these every day if you wanted to. I think the travel size comes with 5, and then the larger pack comes with a little bit more. But these, if your skin ever needs a pick-me-up or your skin is just going crazy and you need to kind of reset your skin, these right here are it. Hair stuff. My hair is growing. I'm getting questions on what I'm using on my hair. How do I get it to look shiny and healthy, and how's it growing and all of that. Now, I'm not taking specific vitamins or anything as of right now, but I think a lot of it has to do with the products that I use. So the way I've been keeping my hair looking healthy and less frizzy and helping, you know, with any split ends is by using the Olaplex number 3 hair perfector. Looks just like this. I need to check to see if they only have one size in this, but it'd be nice if they did have a bigger size, because this right here, I go through it pretty quick. I have a thick, coarse hair, and I have a lot of hair, even though sometimes it doesn't look like it. I do. Actually, recently sheared out my hair because I had a lot. But this helps to really repair any split ends, any damage, all of that. So I wash my hair probably about once every 5 to 7 days, mostly 5 as of lately, because my scalp, now that I'm working out a lot more, gets a little bit more oily quicker. So I wash my hair once every like 5 days. And so this one, you're supposed to go in with this before you shampoo and condition your hair. This is step 1. You leave it in your hair for, I think it's 10 minutes. Yeah, I usually leave it in there for a few minutes while I'm shaving and all of that stuff. But this just kind of helps to repair your hair before you even go in and shampoo, condition, all of that. So I pretty much use this every time I wash my hair, since I do only wash it once every 5 to 7 days. So this is good. And then after I get out of the shower, 2 things that I like to use to prep my hair for blow drying. One is the Bumble and Bumble Hairdresser's Invisible Oil. This is a heat UV protective primer. This, if you, let's say you have naturally curly hair and you don't really straighten your hair, you can still use this for heat protectant from when you're out in the sun. Or of course, if you're like me and you straighten your hair or you style your hair with heat pretty frequently, this is so good. Not only that, it smells so good. I go in with quite a bit of this. I don't put any on my scalp. So basically from like, you know, here down, I'll spray it all in there. It just makes my hair smell so clean and fresh. And on top of that, it helps when I do go in with my blow dryer or with my straightener. This right here too is a must have. This is the IGK Good Behavior Spirulina Protein Smoothing Spray. So it basically says it's a keratin treatment in a can. And I have to agree. I've gotten keratin, I've gotten a Brazilian blowout before. And basically what it does is it eliminates frizz and it makes your hair look sleek and shiny. If you've never had keratin, or maybe you have, but it's kind of like worn off or whatever, this is going to give you pretty much a very similar result. And the IGK stuff also smells really good. But basically you spray this. You could put it in damp hair and then blow dry straighten. Or if you already blow dried and you want to just go over top with the straightener and make it very sleek, you can also spray it and then pass the straightener through. But this is, see, it says 24-hour frizz control, and it's also a heat protectant, 450-degree heat protectant. So using these two right here is a perfect combo for me. Some days I will just use this, some days I will just use this, but either way, they both have heat protectant and they both make your hair frizz-free and just sleek and perfect. They're so good. And like I said, the IGK stuff, it just smells, it's basically a perfume in a can too. So speaking of IGK, on like after a few days of wearing my hair, I will go in with either one of these. So this is the IGK Beach Club Volumizing Texture Spray. This one I actually will go in right after I blow dry and curl my hair when I want more volume. Let me try it on my ponytail right now, actually. So right now my ponytail is like a little bit more sleek and bouncy. So if I ever want to add some like va-va-voom and just make it more textured and fun, this kind of adds more of that volume, frizzier kind of look, which is funny because you use this for like anti-frizz and then you go in with something like this. But it's all about being able to control where you want the frizz and where you don't. So like this is good to put, for me, like in the front right here where I get the little frizzy hairs and the flyaways. And then this right here is good for my ponytail days or when I just want a little bit more texture in the ends of my hair. I never really apply this on the scalp or like front area just because I already have like frizziness there. But when I want texture towards the ends, I want a fuller ponytail, or if I want my curls to look a little bit more tousled and messy, this is what I go in with. Also smells really, really good. And it has UV protection as well. Oil-free, vegan, cruelty and gluten-free, paraben and sulfate-free. After 3-day, 4-day hair, that's when I slowly start needing dry shampoo or spray for my scalp because it tends to get a little bit more oily. Right now I'm on like day 5, which is why I have my hair in a ponytail because it's time to wash it. But this morning I used the Bumble and Bumble Pret Powder Post-Workout Dry Shampoo Mist. Cleans and refreshes damp, sweaty hair. So you can use it after the gym, or if you're like out and about and you're like sweaty, or if you're hiking, or if you just had a really rough, long day and you need your hair to smell good after work, or whatever the case may be, this is it. So at first I was scared to use this one because it's a spray and my hair is naturally curly. So if I put any type of water or liquid on my hair, it tends to frizz up and get curly. This does not do that. I apply it to my roots and the spray almost like dries up instantly, and it just makes my hair smell good. It gets rid of any of the oil, and it's, I don't know, it's like magic. You just got to make sure to shake it really well. But I don't know how to describe it. It's a liquid. You spray it on. It doesn't make your hair curly or anything. It just gets rid of any like weird smell, or if you have product, like when you start to put a bunch of hairspray and different products, your hair starts to smell kind of like a bunch of different products. So this kind of eliminates that, and it gets rid of any oil. Speaking of oil, the one that I do use for my ends is the Haircare hair oil, which is this one. It does the job, but it is very lightweight. This is a product I would only recommend to apply on the ends of your hair. I'm just applying all kinds of stuff in my hair because I'm about to wash it anyway, but You basically want to apply it to the ends of your hair, and this is the product I would say that is what makes my hair look shiny. This is the only hair oil that I use ever, so that is really good. And again, a little goes a long way, so the bottle should last you a pretty long time. Last but not least, I have some fragrances. Again, this is a really good time to stock up on fragrances because fragrances and perfumes are a little bit more expensive. So if you can get a few dollars off, why not? So summer is around the corner, so I'm gonna start off with two that I love for summer. The Tom Ford Soleil Blanc. So I have the travel version again because this one I like to take with me. Well, I haven't been on a vacation, but when we do go on vacation very, very soon, this is the one that I'm gonna be taking with me. It smells like summer in a bottle. And anytime I smell this, I've had this, I'm pretty sure, since we went to Cabo. And I literally only pull it out for like vacations or like summer festivities. But last summer we didn't really have a summer, so I feel like I haven't worn it in a while, but it's so good. I need to actually, I'm gonna add it to my wish list to get the bigger version, but this is so nice. And I also got the Tom Ford Soleil Blanc Shimmering Body Oil. Again, a really good time to get this. This, you put it on your skin for the summertime and it smells just like the perfume, but it adds some glow to your skin. I'm actually gonna apply some right now so you guys can see. It just makes you look sun-kissed, and it does have like a subtle glitter in it too. See how that instantly made me look just shiny and moisturized. It's good to apply to like the shoulders for a little glow. Necessary for the summertime. You can put it on your legs, you can put it on your chest, your stomach, just bathe your entire body in that. The YSL, this is a good nighttime perfume or like a date night or a girls' night out type of thing. I prefer this for nighttime for sure, but it's a little bit more, it's not fruity, it's not super sweet, it's just more sexy and grown. I do have the bigger bottle because this one was actually gifted to me, but usually I like to get the smaller perfume bottles because I don't go through perfume pretty quick, so you don't have to get the huge one. The smaller one will do just fine, but this smells incredible. One that I've recently been reaching towards is the replica. I'm like trying to show you how far in I am. This is the replica Springtime in a Park. This one is more fruity and girly. You do have to apply quite a bit of it to actually smell it, but it's a little bit more airy and lightweight for sure. I haven't tried any of the other replica ones, but I have heard I think it's Coffee Shop one or Jazz something like that. I heard those are good, but for springtime, I got this one. It's blossoms and fruity notes. So there's that one. Very lightweight and pretty, like, and girly. This one is the last one. This is the Giorgio Armani C. Another sexy. This one is a little bit more girly and fruity than the YSL, for sure. This one's a tiny bit more musk. This one is more girly and flirty and feminine. You can kind of get away with this one in the daytime if you wanted to. I kind of want to spray some right now. You could get away with doing this one in the daytime, but it's also not too floral or too girly. I love this smell. So those are my Sephora favorites. I feel like I need some water, need to clear my throat because we went through quite a few things here. But what I'm gonna do is link everything below in categories from makeup to tools, skincare, hair, and fragrances, all in the description. So it's super easy for you guys to find everything and to shop the sale. If you watch all the way through this video, let me know in the comments what you're thinking of picking up for the Sephora sale. What's on your wish list? Is it anything from here or just any things that I need? Because I did shop some of this stuff before the sale so I can show you, but I think I'm still gonna shop the sale because I still have some things on my wish list. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, stick around. Thank you so much for staying with me till the end. I love you all, los quiero mucho, and I will see you all in my next video.